Welcome back. Last week, we explored the idea that everything you've ever built began as a thought, the mind as the forge where reality gets made. Today, we're going one step further, into what might be the most quietly practical of all 7 Hermetic principles, the principle of correspondence. It comes down to us in a handful of words that have travelled further than almost any other line in Western thought. As above, so below. As below, so above.
Let me start with a picture you might recognize. Somewhere in your world right now, there's an inbox that keeps clogging up however often you clear it. There's a project that keeps drifting however many fresh starts you give it. And there's a conversation you know you need to have that keeps not happening. Now, the usual move is to treat those as 3 separate problems, 3 fires, 3 buckets of water. But here's the strange thing the Hermetists would ask us to consider. What if they're not 3 problems at all? What if they're one pattern wearing 3 different coats?
That line, as above, so below, is far older than the Kybalion. It comes down to us from the Emerald Tablet, a text so treasured that alchemists carried it like a lamp for more than 1,000 years. Isaac Newton kept his own handwritten translation of it. The Kybalion, the little book from 1908 that walks beside us in this course, is one more hand passing that lamp forward. Thousands of years, countless keepers, one line. That isn't a claim to examine from a distance, it's an inheritance. And the way we receive an inheritance is to live with it, to carry the principle into the week, into the work, and let our own experience show us what the ancients meant. So what were they teaching? Simply this: patterns repeat across scales. Whatever is true at one level of a thing tends to be true at every level of it, from the cosmos all the way down to a single thought. The Hermetists used this as a way of seeing. Study the pattern at the level you can see, they taught, and you will understand the levels you cannot. The great above and the small below, mirroring each other. And they meant it at every scale. The whole cosmos mirrored in a single thought. Which means this week we get to watch the principle at the scale we live at, in the things we make. Here's where it connects to last week. Mentalism told us the mind is the forge, the place where everything you build is built first. Correspondence adds something that's almost unsettling when it truly lands. The forge leaves fingerprints. The things we make tend to look like us, not physically, structurally. The state of the maker finds its way into the thing made. A rushed founder builds a rushed business. A calm one builds something that breathes. A person avoiding one decision finds, oddly, that their whole calendar has quietly arranged itself around avoiding it.
And it runs both ways. Sometimes the outer mess isn't the problem at all. It's the printout. The cluttered inbox, the drifting project, the avoided conversation. Read them like that, and they stop being 3 fires to fight and start being information. The same pattern, printed at 3 different scales. Which means the question changes. Not, how do I fix this? But, what is this a copy of? And here is something beautiful. The modern world keeps arriving where the Hermetists already stood. Psychologists watch the way we do one thing quietly carry itself into how we do others. Anyone who has ever built a system knows it comes to mirror its maker, the assumptions baked in and the blind spots too. Science is walking in its own careful language the same path the ancients walked in theirs. Patterns repeating across the levels of a life. 2 ways of knowing, 1 truth. You are the common thread running through everything you touch. Before this gets heavy, though, 2 honest boundaries. This is not everything wrong around you is your fault, and it's not fatalism either. A mirror is diagnostic. It is not a verdict. When you read a pattern, you're gathering information. Blame adds precisely nothing. And here's the second boundary. Sometimes the outer problem is just weather. The market shifts, a platform changes, somebody else's storm blows through your week. Not every mess is a mirror. The real skill, and it is a skill, is learning to tell the difference.
So let's make this concrete in the places creators actually live. Take pricing. The number you put on your own work has a way of mirroring, almost embarrassingly precisely, what you currently believe that work is worth. Or take the recurring client problem, the difficult one who keeps appearing in different bodies year after year. Look closely, and it's so often not a client problem at all. It's a boundary problem, printed at the scale of a client. And here's the beautiful part. People in rooms like this one have fixed one inner thing, one belief, one boundary, and watched 2 or 3 outer symptoms dissolve on their own. Though, let's be honest as well, sometimes they don't. Sometimes you do the inner work and the inbox is still a mess. That's real too.
So here's the practice this idea offers. This week, when the recurring annoyance shows up, and it will, try holding off on the fix just for a moment. First, notice it. Here it is again. Then ask the correspondence question. What pattern is this a copy of? Where else does this live? Follow it up and down the scales, from the inbox to the project to the conversation and inward to the state that's been printing it. And then, only then, fix it at the level where it actually lives. That's the whole craft. Read the pattern, not the symptom.
Which brings us to the question we're going to leave hanging, the one to carry into the conversation and into your week. What pattern keeps reappearing in what I'm building? And where else does it live? I'm not going to resolve that for you. That's not what this is for. Sit with it. Notice what surfaces.
Thanks for exploring this with me. I'll leave the group to take the conversation from here.